Hi everyone, welcome back. I know that many of you had questions, how can you resole a pair of sneakers, and this is how. Everything started with this pair because I did like this model and I wanted to have it for myself in black color. Those that are following this channel, they know that they've seen this Nike Invincible 2 in few videos of mine comparing with other sneakers. This was the last video where I showed them and I was really enjoying the kind of cushioning that they have. Unfortunately, in this particular model, the weaker point is not only the sole, it's actually the adhesive for that sole. After only 2 weeks of use, I noticed that the sole is starting to open in different places in one of the shoes. So I knew I had to find a solution because I didn't want to throw them in the garbage as new, basically, because that sole is not even used by now. In the shot we can see what exactly happened. This is only the beginning. They start to get worse and worse with every use, basically. So obviously I had to search to find a solution. I've seen that on internet there are videos where they are showing that it can be done, resole a pair of sneakers. So I had to find a cobbler to do that. Eventually I managed to find one nearby and I did send him these pictures to show him what was the issue and if he can do it, He said, yeah, no problem, just bring them at the shop and we'll see what we can do. As you can see in these pictures, the soles, they aren't very used. They are basically still as new. They only had that issue with the adhesive, use it in them. So here, before I take them to the shop, I managed to save a part of that sole before sending them and changing that soles. This is how it looked. Basically, under that sole, the adhesive was completely open, as you can see, like it wasn't even there, very strange. I don't know what kind of adhesive they use it here. This is a short video made with my phone camera right before I take them to the shop in that day. The weird thing is that the left foot didn't have any issues, but any issues at all at that time. Meanwhile, I started to search for a new outsole and I said I want Vibram Zegama because I knew the brand from other footwear. He sent me these models, so seeing these pictures, I thought they are very well made and I decided to go with this cobbler, obviously. He also tried to sell me this and this. I didn't want that model, so I said no, I go with Vibram Zegama. I paid 39 euros for them and waited around 2 weeks to be done because he said he had a lot of jobs and he doesn't know when he can make them, And I said I don't have any rush, just make them well, I don't care. I don't have any rush for these sneakers. They are lifestyle sneakers, they are not for running and I have other sneakers to use. The next day I had some time to check them how they are because that day I didn't get the time to check them and I start to see quite a lot of problems on them. I mean, he made them really bad, to be honest. As you can tell from the pictures, they lost that protective layer against the weather, and this way if you want to wash them, they will be basically like a kitchen sponge. They will take all that water inside. You ruin them, basically. You cannot wash them no matter if you are doing on hand or in washing machine. This will not be possible in the future. These things happen just because he wasn't careful to do it with enough patience, Basically, he should have been cut them with a knife by hand, Instead, he was using a polishing machine to reduce the size of the outsole, and of course, that didn't go very well. And you can see here in the front end, he actually put the new outsole over the older one. This was a huge mistake. I mean, this is a very sloppy job made here. It's a pity because this outsole is actually very good. It's a trail version outsole, but they did fit to these sneakers. Unfortunately, the outsole that he has been used here is too small for these sneakers. It's not the size that it should have been. Because a little bit farther you will see that at some point that outsole doesn't really cover the entire surface of the midsole. in this shot we can see that the outsole is too small for the size of these sneakers. You have to trim from that outsole to leave it exactly the size of the sneakers, not to see the edge of that outsole on the sneakers. It doesn't make sense, to be this way. So like I said, this is a sloppy job. I wanted to share it with you just to be careful in the future if you at some point you will do something similar, because you are in the situation, to change that sole. Although I contact with him and showing the problems that I have with the sneakers, at first he didn't even reply. Then I made a video to show him a little bit better where are the issues, and even so he didn't took at least the chance to apologize for this sloppy job. He said this is how they are, and basically that's it. Now, I don't say that all the cobblers are the same. Obviously they aren't. You just have to find a good one, and I will try in the future to find another one, obviously a better one, because there were many on internet, but I didn't know which one to pick, because this is the first time I need such thing. For those that they are wondering if there are other kind of soles thinner for running sneakers, of course they are. I choose these ones because I wanted to use them as lifestyle sneakers. I didn't care about being lightweight. I just wanted to be long lasting and to have good traction with them, because I didn't plan to use them as running sneakers. Here I will leave some useful details for those that need this info. Here we can see a piece of the older outsole. As you can tell, it's thin. You cannot ignore that. And on the edge is actually 1 millimeter or less thin. So that's quite thin, That's why I wanted this time to have thicker soles. We can see here the adhesive. It was completely dry out. It doesn't feel like it's sticky at all. So I don't know what kind of adhesive they use it there. Here I'm planning to show you the differences in between older sole and the newer sole, and the increase in weight. And to be fully honest, as you can tell, it's not that much big difference. I mean, it's 100 and something grams in total, but it's not that much at the end. And you have a sole that will last you for years. As you can tell, these soles are very sticky. They are made for trail, so they are very sticky because you sometimes have mud, you have rain, so because of that you need this kind of stickiness, you know. Although I don't plan to use them as trail sneakers, I don't have any problem with that kind of stickiness in them, you know. For the way they are looking right now, I cannot use them as I was planning to use them, so I only use them probably if I have some DIY projects around the house and I need something with good grip and a lot of cushioning in my feet. If you find this info useful for you, or maybe can inspire to do something for yourself, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you like this channel. I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me, and have a nice day. Take care of you.